Hello, MiniDotRar here. I'll be the voice presenter for this video. In this video, I'll show y'all how to build this cheap tree farm that works with 6 sapling types. This thingy can get you up to 18 chests of logs an hour. I'll go more into the rates later in this video. Also, I might have made some mistakes in this video. If you happen to notice any mistakes, make sure to point them out in the comments. You can find the timestamps in the description. I immediately want to mention that the capturing and transporting of Ravagers is much easier than you'd think, as long as you have a setup to do so. In this video, I'll go over the full process of capturing the Ravagers and how to place them into the farm. It's super easy and safe. Anyways, let's talk about the farm for a bit. This farm makes use of Ravagers to break leaves. This has been a feature for a while, but it's remained pretty unexplored by the community. Other than El Mango, I haven't found anyone that has designed a fully functional tree farm with these mobs. This is strange to me, since there are lots of benefits that come with using these mobs. Let's go over a few of those positive points. In most tree farms, the biggest lag producer is the amount of moving blocks. Moving blocks are by far one of the laggiest things in Minecraft. In most tree farms, you'll see hundreds of blocks move with every tree that grows. The vast majority of these moving blocks make up the leaf crushing system. So going with a Ravager based leaf crushers instead will reduce a lot of the lag from tree farms. To test this, I compared the Ravager based tree farm to one of my old tree farms, which was designed to be as lag friendly as possible while still keeping it conventional. I let them both run in separate void worlds to properly test their lag efficiency. And the results are as expected. While my old tree farm ran at 2.15 MSPT, the Ravager based one ran at 2.98 MSPT. The higher the MSPT, the laggier something is. So from first glance, my old tree farm seems better, but if you consider that the Ravager based tree farm is both twice as fast and as big due to it needing to handle several more tree types, you can safely say that this Ravager based tree farm is a lot more lag efficient, even though its wiring isn't optimized to be lag friendly at all. With standard tree farms, you have to worry about moving walls of sticky blocks, which could cause a lot of complicated issues that need a lot of work around. These issues are simply not a thing with the use of Ravagers. With the proper alignment, you can fit a Ravager anywhere in your tree farm design. This gave me a lot of flexibility to come up with this odd yet fast wiring, which is nearly cheaper than my makeshift oak farm design. The only issue I had while designing this thingy was with the sapling collection system, but this only became an issue for me due to me neglecting collection when wiring. Besides my struggles, sapling return is much less of an issue when using Ravagers. Trees growing while the leaf crushers are still extended and saplings glitching out from the sides are two common issues that come with conventional tree farms. Both of these problems don't exist by use of Ravagers, since they break the leaves almost instantly and don't push the sapling items around. All these benefits show great potential for Ravager-based tree farming, so I highly encourage anyone who's interested in tree farming to see what they can do with the use of Ravagers. I'm interested to see if others could find the same success with Ravagers that I found. Now you know the benefits of Ravager-based tree farms, let's go over how they work and how to utilize them. Ravagers break leaves whenever they're trying to pathfind. To make Ravagers reliable, we need to make them pathfind indefinitely. This can be done in several ways. One of these ways is with the use of streaming water. Setups like this are the easiest since you don't need more than a water stream and a Ravager in it. It also makes placing the Ravager in the farm super trivial. This method is the best for trees with more compact leaves, like oak and birch for example. However, it doesn't work with bigger, more spread out leaves, like acacia or azalea. This is because leaves can grow in the water streams, which block the water stream and prevent the Ravager from pathfinding. Aggravating the Ravagers can also work, however this can be pretty complicated and impractical. I found a use for it with dark oak, which I'm still messing around with, but overall not the most practical method. Entity collision is the method used in the farm shown in this video. It works by having a Ravager collide with another solid entity. This works because the Ravager is constantly trying to get outside of the entity, but obviously can't when you make them unable to go anywhere. This is from my experience the most reliable method. Minecarts with something in them seem to work the best since they don't pathfind themselves. Empty minecarts or boats don't work, since Ravagers will enter it, and a Ravager that is riding another entity cannot pathfind, therefore it cannot break leaves. A Ravager colliding with blocks also doesn't work. Or, well, kind of. The leaves break but always seem to glitch out and create ghost blocks. The leaves also don't drop saplings with this method. It's a bit strange and I don't know why it happens, but it does, therefore making this method not usable. The wiring of the farm is pretty simple, using simple quasi-connectivity powered detection that'll activate all of the necessary log pushes. There isn't much else to say about the wiring, it's just simple and effective, hence why I'm showcasing it in this video. However, as I said before, people can easily improve on this wiring and make a really neat Ravager based tree farm. The log collection system is pretty conventional. It simply pushes the logs to the side for them to be blown up by TNT dupers. It's decently loss efficient as well. However, you could collect the logs in any way you want. I'll leave a few methods down in the description that you could check out. The slight bit of complication is caused by the branches acacia and azalea generate. If you aren't planning on using acacia and azalea, you can use a much easier setup, like the one currently shown in the video. Anyways, enough about the farm itself, let's talk about the Ravager catcher. Whenever a raid is active, raid mobs try to pathfind to the nearest occupied bed. They'll end up walking in the water stream and being sent to the nether. In the nether, the Ravagers will be sorted from all other raid mobs, kind of acting like a reverse raid farm. When they're sorted, you can store them in this simple rail storage and name them so they won't despawn. One raid in both medium and hard difficulty will get you 4 Ravagers. This means that 2 raids are enough to supply this farm with all the Ravagers it needs. Having an increased bad omen level can get that number up to 6, so you'll need to start 2 raids regardless. However, if you're playing on easy difficulty, one bad omen 1 raid will only get you 2 Ravagers, meaning you'll need to start 4 raids. I still don't think it's worth it to get a higher level of bad omen though. Instead, you can consider switching to medium or hard mode when doing your raids. Also, you can still have this farm if you're someone that plays a lot of peaceful mode. The Ravagers won't despawn if they aren't loaded, even if the game mode is set to peaceful. So make sure the farm isn't loaded whenever the game mode switches to peaceful. Getting the Ravagers might be a lot easier when using an already existing raid farm, like in this example where I can just cycle through 2 raids and get my Ravagers like that. I'll put a world download in the description if you want to use this setup. Let's now go over how to use the farm. There are 2 rows of chests on the front and back of the farm. These are the places where you put your bone meal. Go to the left side of the farm to start it by pressing this lever. Make sure your dupers are on and enter the farm like this. Aim in between the cart and the dropper and place saplings on the dirt. Every sapling requires a different setting, which we'll be going over right now. Birch is the easiest tree type to farm. You can basically use it with the default setting, but turning off the sideways log pushes is recommended for lag efficiency. Spruce is farmed in the same way as birch is. The only difference is that you actually need the sideways log pushers to be turned off. It can still work with them active, but it will decrease the rates. There's no reason for them to be on when using spruce anyways. The branches from the bigger oak trees can suffocate the Ravagers. To prevent this, place an immovable block 7 blocks above the dirt, like shown in the video. This will prevent the trees from growing too big. Like birch and spruce, the sideways log pushers can be turned off since they're not needed for the sapling type. If you have access to azalea, you might want to use that over oak saplings since it's more efficient and takes less settings adjustment. Jungle is the fastest tree type to farm, but also has the lowest sapling return rate, so we need to do some adjusting to make the jungle able to keep up with the farm. Simply remove the logs from the log pusher like shown in the video. Don't worry, if done well, this is completely safe. There's no need to worry about placing them back either, since they'll be grown back whenever you use acacia or azalea. You can also use jungle first, so you don't need to remove these logs. The sideways log pushers need to, again, be turned off for jungle. You technically don't even have to build the sideways log pushers if you don't want to use acacia or azalea. Acacia grows branches, so you'll need to have the sideways log pushers on when farming acacia. Acacia might feel a bit slow since it can only grow when a 5x5 area is clear of any blocks that aren't leaves or logs. Azalea grows branches, just like acacia but smaller. This means the sideways log pushers also have to be turned on for this farm. If you want to get oak logs, azalea will be a better choice in terms of bone meal efficiency and overall rates. Azalea has less growth stages than all other saplings, meaning on average it needs a lot less bone meal. Oak trees also need to be height limited in this farm, meaning it takes on average more bone meal for an oak sapling to grow. This all makes azalea more efficient than oak saplings. Also note that while you can use flowering azalea, it will not return enough saplings, so make sure you're using the normal azalea. Alright, let's get to building now. Before you pick a location, consider a few things. Is it close to an outpost? Is it close to your raid farm? Is it far away from any not properly linked nether portals? These requirements don't have to be met, but they'd make the using and building process of this farm a lot easier if they are. You also don't want it to be too close to your raid farm, since Ravagers can become part of an ongoing raid nearby, even when name tagged. One requirement that does not have to be met is the game rule mob griefing being on. If you aren't certain of this, look around and see if you notice things like, are villagers harvesting and replacing crops? Are endermen holding blocks? Do creepers destroy blocks when exploding? If you notice at least one of these things, chances are that mob griefing is turned on. Well, this concludes the voiced part of this video. See y'all next time.